Close out our other two poll questions we had earlier today. Hugh, what's your answer to which of these players is going to have the biggest positive impact the remainder of the season? Certainly Jalen Phillips should, but of the other three recently acquired, Jair Alexander, Michael Carter, or Brandon Graham, who do you think it is, Hugh?
That's a good question.
I'll many J names.
Yeah,
now.
I'll say Jair Alexander. That's the Baltimore cat, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Corner.
Are you feeling sort of left out in believing in him more than everyone else around you? Because I'm glad to hear you say that, Hugh. I have been sort of rooting for him all along. I harken back to when he came into this league, and man, it was exciting. Remember, it was him and Lamar coming out from Louisville, and he ended up going 18 in the first round, and Lamar was still on the board. And remember, at the end of that first round, Joe, you and I were over at the stadium.
Well, you were out of your mind. You were so bummed when they didn't draft a kid
I was devastated that we were not going to pick someone, and that was Goddard.
It was Goddard, early second.
But when they traded back into the first round to get Lamar Jackson, Jair Alexander was in the midst of his interviews, and he was going crazy for his teammate. He was, at that point, just a young kid, loved football, crazy about his teammate, rooting for him. The enthusiasm was there, and he was one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. And he could lock you down in man. He could do whatever you asked in zone. He was a willing tackler.
John, that was when Carson Wentz was good.
I know. I'm just saying he was one of the best I've seen in a long time, and it wasn't that long ago.
Well,
and so when he comes here and is asked to, play some more zone, do some things that he's familiar with, just through the experience of years, I think he will be good. I think he will be better than what we have, and I think he gives us a better chance for our pass rushers to actually get to the quarterback.
All right, who do you think wins this poll, John? Jair Alexander, Michael Carter, BG.
BG.
He does, 51%. Hugh, will BG's impact be greater on or off the field?
Good question. I feel like it'll probably be greater off the field. I think the leadership that BG is going to bring to the table is going to be invaluable. Because you got to remember, man, listen, Father Time comes for us all.
Yeah.
And BG is not that far removed from the game, but he's removed nonetheless. And it's something about not ramping up and having that contact in training camp and things like that, man, that it's hard to get back to that level. But I think BG, they're going to probably play him sparingly. And I think his biggest contribution is going to be the fact that he's BG.
Yes.
He said last night at the event his tank is half full. I said, dude, if it's half full, that means you got 15 more years to go.
I'm telling you, man, he can elevate the play of every one of those teammates taking the field on the defensive side or the offensive side. He is an emotional guy. He's going to be screaming and yelling. Guys are going to be laughing. They're going to be loving the game even more than they would. And that's during the week. That makes such a difference. Yeah. That keeps guys invested. That keeps guys interested. He's going to keep guys more engaged. Guys are going to be just a little more upbeat. I'm telling you, that's the biggest difference he's going to make. And last year he had, 3.5 sacks?
Yeah.
I'm not expecting double-digit sacks from Brandon Graham. I'm expecting everyone else to be a little bit better because Brandon makes them, I don't know, a little closer.
A little better.
16 years in the trenches, man.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, in no disrespect, I'm not trying to Ryan Clark anybody, but you don't understand how hard that is to do. 10 years in the league for me took its toll on my body in the physical way that I played. And when I look at the fact that Brandon left the game, he had some injuries towards the end of his career, and is still in a position to come back and play one more year, that's unheard of for a person at his size that has played 16 years. I think the closest comp would be John Randall. John Randall played 12, 13 years in the league, played a few years in Seattle or something like that. But
well, you know who came back and wasn't good? Nelly, it sat out a year. You guys remember who came back, not here, all-time guy?
Reggie?
Reggie White.
Oh,
Yeah.
Carolina, was it?
Came back with
Yeah,
Carolina
I
for
forgot
1
about
year.
that.
and
I
had-
played against him.
and
No,
had
you know what's
nothing.
funny? I remember a story.
Yeah.
'Cause Reggie, I think before then, he
Not
was
the
trying
same.
to come back to Philly. And I remember lobbying. I remember going to Andy Reid's office and asking him to bring Reggie back.
Really? That was
I
on the
remember
table?
that. Well,
Hugh,
no,
I've-
he wasn't
Hugh,
bringing him back.
Hugh, I've never heard anyone say this.
Well, no, he wasn't. It wasn't. It was me wanting to play alongside on the other side of Reggie
But
White.
you're not saying Reggie specifically was talking about coming back.
I think Reggie wanted to come back, and it was a conversation. And I remember talking to Andy about it. He's like, man, he said, I understand, but he's not that guy.
Yeah.
He's not the player that he once was. I was like, I ain't care. I just wanted to be able to have the bragging rights. Say I played on the opposite
And
side
to
of
pick
Reggie
his
White.
brain and to be in a room with him and all that,
Listen,
yeah.
when I tell you, I met Reggie when they had the Super Bowl in Atlanta, not the last one, obviously, but the one before that.
Okay.
And he was there, and you talk about a larger than life figure, and just sitting there, I remember asking him everything about everything that he did, man, and it was like. I mean, I got a chance to meet him, and Bruce Smith were two of my favorites.
Yeah.
Sure, of course.
So it's
Pass
the
rush.
goats,
Oh, yeah.
really, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I think they're the
You and me
They're the
both.
two
We're,
goats, right?
we're the
They're the two
same.
goats, right? We
We're
know
the
Reggie's the
same
goat.
age, and ish. And when I came out, I got to try to block those guys, and it was the strangest.
They were
feeling
different,
in the
man.
world.
They were different.
They were so scary to me. I mean, just like listening to Reggie breathe, like, and he breathed loud. Like, I knew he was mad at me. I knew he was frustrated with this little rookie. Like, what in the world are you doing getting all into my legs? It's a preseason game, you moron. Get away from me.
Hey,
But
so-
Bruce Smith was so outstanding. His technique, everything about him, that he was such a stand-up guy. And then in real life, it felt like he was a superhero out there on the field. He looked like a superhero. He played like a superhero. Everyone admired him in such a way that, man, I didn't feel worthy to be out there with him.
those are
that's for
two
sure.
all-timers.